Hello, we are a group of first grade students from Myungduk Foreign Language High School in South Korea. We want to introduce to you a Korean game called the random game as there are in many countries. Korea also has its own traditional games. For example, there is the gongi game, nori, and so much more. These games consist of sitting on the floor in circle. We got our inspiration for the random game from this formation. Enough introduction, okay. Let's talk now about the game, the random game. Like its name is perfectly random. It means the player, so in other words, you can choose what game you will begin with. No idea what this means? We guess that. So we will introduce a few games that make up the random game. To begin with, the frying pan game can be played if there are 4 or more players. It isn't too difficult to play. Sit in a circle, clap your hands as you shout the words ting 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 tang 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 ting ting tang tang fry pan game. Then the starting player should say another player's name and a number from 1 to 4. The person whose name gets called should repeat their name as many times as the number, and then go on to call another person's name and a number. Repeat this until someone makes a mistake. Another game is Baskin Robbins 31. You may think of the famous ice cream brand, but this game is quite different. It is actually an easy game to play and you can do it with only one other friends, in other words 2 people, up to as many as you want. Sit down and make your hands into fists, wave them in circles in the air, saying Baskin Robbins 31. Prettily, cutely, 31. The starting player begins by setting the number 1. Take turns saying the numbers that follows the ones the previous player said. A player can say up to 3 numbers, and all the numbers should be said in numeric order, counting up from 1. The person who says the number 31 loses. There is the 007 bank game. Like all the other games, this also starts by sitting in a circle. This time, you need 5 or more players. The starting person should pretend that he or she is shooting at themselves with one's finger. Do it 1, 2, 3 times. At the same time saying 007 with each hand movement. After that, point at another person and say bang. And the people sitting on either side of the person singled out should raise their hands, shouting ow. Also, one can point at his or herself up to 4 times, and in this case the people sitting on either side of the person should raise their arms. Keep in mind that when you point at yourself and then point to another person, you do not point at the same person twice or point at 2 people. The variation of the 007 bang is the silent 007 bang. It is very similar to original 007 bang game, but there are a few differences in playing the game. And it is also more difficult than the original game. Sit as you would sit when you played the other games. The number of players needed is the same as the original game. The rules of the game are also the same. pointing at yourself up to 3 times and pointing at someone else, or pointing at yourself 4 times. The difference is that you must not say anything, not even 0, 7, and ah. During the game, you cannot even laugh. Also, before beginning the game, start by drawing a square in the air with both hands.